I've got a money problem that I want to talk about today. As you guys know, money is one of those things that I don't always feel super comfortable talking about. And the reason, honestly, is because of the way I grew up. And the reason why I want to talk about it is because I don't want you to make the same mistake that I have made. The inspiration for today's video is actually a conversation I had with an 8-year-old girl in front of my house. The other day, basically, I was out front and this woman and her daughter, Monique, who is 8 years old, walking by. And the little girl goes, "I love your house." And I said, "Oh, thank you so much." And all of a sudden she turns around, she goes, "Excuse me, mister." And I turn and she goes, "What do you do for a living?" 8 years old, she asked me that. And all of a sudden her mom freaked out. She goes, "Monique, you should never ask somebody that." I go, No, ma'am, it's okay." I said, "What's your name?" And she goes, "I'm Monique." I go, "How old are you, Monique?" And she's like, "I'm 8. And I'm like, "Well, I am an entrepreneur. Do you know what that is?" She goes, "I think so." I said, "Well, I started some businesses and I sell things online." And she goes, "Well, what do you sell?" And I said, "Grooming products, like men's hairstyling products and skincare and things like that." And she goes, "Cool." I go, "Do you have any other questions?" She goes, "No, I think that's it." And I said, "All right, great. Monique, don't stop asking questions." And the mother was so incredibly embarrassed. And it got me thinking. It got me thinking about me, my upbringing, and the fact that Monique was willing to ask the question that so many people would not ask. And the reason why I was so inspired by this is because I was raised very differently than this. I was never comfortable talking about money. But the fact that this little 8-year-old girl saw something that she wanted, a badass house, and she was willing, brave enough to ask the question, "What do you do for a living?" The whole idea is that Monique was like, "I don't know what you do, but I see this badass house and I want to basically have it someday." And so she was willing to ask the question. So many of us are taught from a very young age, don't ever ask about money. Don't ever talk about it, right? And if you grew up like me, you grew up without money, it was almost taboo. It was almost like a dirty word because nobody made any money. And the problem with this, nobody talking about it, is that it never teaches you or educates you about money, how to talk about it, what to do with it, or basically how to make it. And so for a very young age, I knew that money was kind of like a dirty word, right? I've often talked about that $1.25 piece of pizza. I went to my mom when I was 12 years old. I said, "Mom, can I go grab a piece of pizza with Nikki at Charo's?" And she goes, "I'm sorry, I don't have it." And I remember when I was 12 years old, this sticking. I'm like, you don't have an extra $1.25. $1.25. When I think about that now, it's heartbreaking, honestly. And this is just an example. There are a lot of people that had it worse than me. I am thankful that I had to go through this because honestly, if I didn't, I don't think I would be the man that I am today. If I didn't struggle or see hardship, I know that I wouldn't be as motivated. But from this point in my life, I knew, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but this ain't getting it done. I am never gonna be in this financial position. And I knew that if it was going to happen, it was going to take me making it happen. At 12 years old, I knew this. At 8 years old, Monique knew, hey, whatever that dude did, I want to know because I want to do something similar, because I want to be able to buy or build a big ass house, right? And the fact that she was willing to ask the question when so many of us were taught, be a good little boy, don't talk about it, don't ask questions, don't impose on people. It's the reason why you're going to stay broke. It's the reason why you're going to stay stuck. And it's the reason why Monique is going to make it happen, because she was willing to ask the question. Now, the truth is that her parents are unfortunately probably going to break Monique of this, because it was so embarrassing to the mother that she would actually be so bold and brazen as to ask this question to a stranger. When the truth is she needs to keep asking those questions, but the mother's probably going to stifle her. The mother's probably going to teach her to be a good little girl. Don't ask questions to people that you don't know. And unfortunately, if Monique listens to her mother, she's never going to truly ascend and grow, because she's never going to be confident enough to ask those questions. You've got to be brave. You've got to be bold. You've got to take what you want. Nobody's going to hand it to you. Nobody's just going to toss it to you. Like, knocking on your door and delivering you pizza. It doesn't work that way. You've got to be willing to ask the hard questions. You've got to surround yourself with the right people. The reason why growing up without is so detrimental to so many people is that it teaches you this poor poverty mindset. It never teaches you to ask those questions. It never teaches you what to do, how to invest, how to grow your wealth, why you shouldn't buy things on credit. And it's these things, these lessons, that truly is going to help you educate yourself and help educate you with financial literacy. And financial literacy is understanding money, understanding finances, understanding how to make it, how to grow it, and what to do with it. For me, I had to learn it all myself, honestly. I learned it from myself and also from trying and messing a lot of things up, which is one of the beautiful things and reasons why I feel like I can help so many people avoid the same mistakes I made or give them a shortcut to the front of the line. And that is the entire reason why Antonio Centeno and I have created the 10K Club. We launched that community 2 months ago. We opened it up for 50 people because we wanted to be truly hands-on with these people. The course, the community has learned, it has changed, it has shifted, but it is unbelievable. We have one member in there, Rocky, who literally made $17,000 in a day, one day, from the things that we talked about and the help that we gave him. And he's not alone. We've got people that have made $1,000 the first week. Guys, if you want to join the 10K Club, I've got a special link down below this video. It's a VIP list. You've got to get on it in order to basically have access when we open it up in the next 2 weeks. We're opening it up for another 50 people. All right, we keep it very small, very limited, so that we can basically help as many people as we can and not get it be so crazy big. Anyway, if you want to be on the list and join, guys, I've got that special link down below, 10kclub.vip. Go get on the list. When we open it up, you better act because we are going to sell out of these 50 slots relatively quickly. So if you're interested, get on it. And if you don't get on it, don't worry. We're going to open it up in another few months. But honestly, if you're serious about changing your life, do not wait. You know, and that's something else I just want to talk about. One of the biggest mistakes that people make, and I see it even in the 10K Club, because every week we have, live training. We're in there talking to people. A lot of people confuse planning with procrastination. They think if I just plan a little bit more, or if I'm really just ready, then I'm going to limit my chance of failure, or I'm not going to mess things up. That's absolutely not true. All right? A lot of times you are planning, and it's just simply procrastination. You're waiting. Good enough is done. You've got to jump. You've got to be bold. You've got to be brave. You've got to understand that it's not going to be perfect out of the gate. You're going to fuck things up. You're going to change it. You're going to fix it. And chances are the first business or the first idea that you have probably isn't going to be the one that's going to make you truly financially free. For me, I've had over 20 businesses. Most of them didn't work. Some of them did, but most of them didn't. And so the other day when Monique stopped me and asked me what I did for a living, it inspired me and it opened something up creatively in me. Because I realized that Monique was so much further ahead than I was, and even to this day, it's still uncomfortable to talk and discuss money. And really it's because of the horrible lessons that I learned being around broke-ass people when I was growing up. It wasn't just my parents, it was my family, it was my community, it was the people that I went to school with. Everybody was blue collar. Nobody had much money. And the problem, like I said with this, is that it's what it does to your brain, it's what it does to you in terms of conditioning, fear, and stifling your ability to grow financially because you never learn those skills and you never are bold and brave enough to ask the questions like an 8-year-old girl was willing to ask me. Monique is going to be all right. She's going to figure it out if she doesn't allow people around her to tell her that she shouldn't. What about you? Are you ready? Are you bold? Are you brave? Ask the questions. You're going to get answers. Whether or not you like them or not, that's up to you. But keep asking, keep listening, and keep executing. Don't wait. Now is the right time, because if you truly want to change your life, it's going to take you taking action.